If you're a pretty loyal Channel 7 viewer, you probably saw some of our coverage last week of the Ford Freedom Award honoring Baseball Hall of Famers Jackie Robinson and Reggie Jackson. One of the most frequent questions I encountered last week was, what is Reggie doing now that he's no longer playing baseball? Well, he travels a lot and devotes much of his time toward raising funds for his Mr. October Foundation, which provides scholarships to financially needy students. Recently, he discussed it with me when I spent some time with him at his California office filled with baseball memorabilia. Why did you start the foundation? What do you hope the foundation ends up doing for other young people?
I think I started a foundation for the same reasons that 90% of people start foundations, to give back to their community, your community, my community, to give back to some of the people that you walk past along the way and remember, and try to make the world a better place. You know, I think that one of the great things in the Bible and one of the great things that happen to all of us, and if you get to the gates of heaven one day, it'll be like, well, what did you do to make life better for God's children? And God's children is every person that walks and breathes there, regardless of race, color, creed, religion, whatever it may be. My foundation, the Mr. October Foundation for Kids, focuses on enhancement for education for children at risk, for children that are in need, okay? And we help charities from Morehouse College to the Harlem School, the Exodus School at Harlem, for children in Harlem. We help kids in Indianapolis. We've done some things in Detroit with Mayor Archer. We've done some things in Chicago, Denver with the Boys Hope, Girls Hope. Done some things here in Monterey, California. And we're now just working on some things to do for some people and some children in Houston, because I have a relationship with Compact Computer that's been very significant and supportive for me, as well as Quest out of Denver. That's why I'm associated with the Denver House. But it's to try to make life better for children and give them an opportunity to have an education, to be a contributor to society so that our country eventually can be more productive.
When Reggie, now divorced, is not working on foundation business or spending quality time with the joy of his life, his beautiful 11-year-old daughter, chances are you'll be able to find him here. Hitting big game home runs was how Reggie Jackson was measured on the baseball diamond. But a key measurement of his success off the field is this warehouse full of vintage performance and muscle cars on the Monterey Peninsula in California. No, he doesn't collect them to show off. It's really a lifelong passion. Welcome to Reggie's Cars and the fabulous and fun world of Mr. October. You name it, Reggie's got it. Just ask Rick Hahn, the man who builds Reggie's cars and keeps them in tip-top shape.
I relate to Reggie strictly on a car level. He's just a car guy, and we're both in love with cars, and it turned out to be a natural for the two of us.
Is he intimately familiar with everything that's in this warehouse?
You bet. He doesn't miss a lick. Reggie knows everything that's in here. Many of the cars he's purchased over the years, he can tell you who he bought them from, when he bought them, what the guy was wearing, and what they had for lunch when they went to lunch together. So this is all about a passion and love affair with cars with the man. He is in love with automobiles. He enjoys being around his automobiles. He enjoys every aspect of them. He enjoys driving them, he enjoys working on them, and he enjoys looking at them.
A lot of times for athletes, it's tough when they don't hear the roar of the crowd anymore. Do you think this is sort of a way of getting kind of a satisfaction that maybe he got on the ball field, but there's still some way for him to go back and get some enjoyment?
You know, I really don't believe so, because he started collecting cars 30 years ago, and he's always had a love affair for cars. So I think that the roar of the crowd has probably been always supplemented by the roar of a healthy motor, and I still think he feels that way today.
You ever heard of a competition Cobra?
I've heard of it,
Yeah,
but I don't know a lot about it.
That's one over there. You know, that kind of stuff may throw you. But everybody recognizes a hot rod like this, the 32 Highboy, open wheels, open tires.
And now, the legendary New York Yankee, who followed in the tradition of Baseball Hall of Famers Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle, can add one more honor to his legacy of success, the 2002 Ford Freedom Award.
If I left the world tomorrow, things have been pretty doggone good for me. So I don't have any complaints at all.
The Ford Freedom Awards really is about celebrating the accomplishments not only in your field of endeavor, but in the community and making a difference in the community. That's what Ford Freedom really is all about. And so we take it very seriously. It's an educational opportunity to teach people a lot of things that they don't, a lot of folks will go, well, they were just baseball players, for this year.
Or a lot of things that people perhaps have forgotten, may have lived through them, but in 50 years' time, hey, we all forget.
Absolutely.
When you sat down this year to decide who the honorees would be this year, were you almost surprised when you looked around those names on the floor in the Ring of Genealogy that Jackie Robinson wasn't there already?
Yeah, and there are a lot of wonderful people who aren't there. I mean,
Which is good for us, I guess, because we
us,
get to profile some interesting people.
Exactly. But, there were a number of things. We knew we were, the category changes every year. And we looked on the floor, and there were a couple of individuals that we thought, they're not there. I mean, they should be there. So we're, someone like Althea Goodson, she's not there. So we will, the good news is we have over 100 spots left.
Right.
And so we will be, each year adding, more prominence to the floor.
What do you hope the message is that is left with people at the end and the conclusion of this year's Ford Freedom Awards ceremonies? And there's several nuggets to the Ford Freedom Awards.
Yeah, there are several parts because we try to reach out to the different groups, from kids to adults to corporations to, we try to reach out to everybody with the award, so there's something for everybody. More than anything else, what we want people to walk away with is an understanding that this institution celebrates the vibrancy of our community, and we do that in a number of ways. And the Ford Freedom Award to us is one of those opportunities for us to really highlight individuals that have made such a difference. We do a lot of exhibitions on artists and sort of community histories. We're making a lot of changes with that. But every now and then, it's nice to step back and say, these are individuals who have made a difference. Thank you to all of my guests. We hope you stick around immediately following this program to watch the Barrier Breaker and the Record Maker, the 2002 Ford Freedom Award. And we also want to remind you later today to attend the NAACP annual dinner for their Freedom Weekend. I'm Chuck Stokes. We'll be back next week with more Newsmakers in the Spotlight. Have a great week.